Did you know that American food banks are running out of food?
Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the food insecurity in America. Yes, people is skipping meals here in America. Yes, it's happening more often because of the financial situation right now that we are all living, how the price of groceries is skyrocketing for for 6 months. It is unstoppable. Okay, we just have coffee going from $10 to $20. We just having meat going from $4 a pound to $10 a pound, $9.99, $7.99 ground beef. We're having all kinds of things that are happening in American, and people is starving. Yes, regular people. This is no homeless people. We do know that America have a serious situation with homeless population, but this is no homeless people that is going to starvation. It's regular middle class people that is skipping meals. People that maybe they are your neighbors, people that is the people that you just see at your child school, people that you see at the grocery store, people that you see driving around town. Yes, it's a lot of people, regular people, that is skipping meals. Trust me. And we're gonna talk about here in this channel all of it. Okay, so please don't forget giving a like, subscribe to my channel, help to support my channel. Please help us to grow, let's go do it together. Let's go grow this channel. Help me to make it to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much. Let's roll the clip.
A few days ago, I did a post about what I'm doing to try to reduce the costs in my home. And I asked people what they were doing, partly because I thought it would help us share ideas with one another. But the amount of comments on that post where people are saying, I feed my children and I don't eat, or I eat every third day, or I'm eating one meal a day, or the bare minimum food is a pretty common trend in that post. While we've been watching this situation going on in Gaza, it's happening closer to home too. There are many people here who are literally that food insecure. And I know the whole platform was, oh, there's so much abuse and SNAP and this and that. There are actually people not eating for days here. And I don't think that's getting enough attention. You know, most of us can't see outside of our own situation. We don't understand what it's like to be in that situation. You know, it's a bother to us to be proposed with people that are homeless. It's a bother to us to hear people complain that I'm hungry. But that post was pretty eye-opening to me. I mean, I know there's days when I don't eat a lot, but it's because I want to make things last. It's not because I don't have enough to get to the end of the month. The amount of people on that post that didn't have enough to get to the end of the month, or the ability to grow a garden, or the ability to have access to food, is pretty staggering. There's a lot of people saying, I feed my children and I don't feed myself. I've gotten to the point where I have to eat one meal a day only, or I have to go every other day. This is supposed to be a free, wonderful country, and there's people starving here. I don't care what their circumstance is. In a country this size, with as much money as this country has, people shouldn't be starving.
Did you know that American food banks are running out of food? Did you know that? The food banks don't have enough food for everybody coming in. They're getting overrun. They're not getting enough donations. And this may seem like just another event, Just another happenstance in America. But really, when you look at it, there couldn't be a clearer sign that the country is going in the wrong direction and that people are struggling financially and that the real economy is not doing well. It doesn't matter what numbers they come out with. It doesn't matter if they tell you that the third quarter saw 4.9% GDP growth. That's all government spending. It doesn't matter if they say that they added 199,000 jobs or 200,000 jobs. It doesn't matter because 50% of them came from government employees, which do not create any value in the private sector. Plus, they don't tell you that the other percentage of jobs were actually people that came back from strike. So they're not new jobs. They're just people that were working, but then weren't working, and now they're working again. So they didn't actually create anything. And the reason why I tell you this is because you need to know the reality of the situation. Now, I can't predict what the future is going to hold. I don't know what 2024 is going to look like exactly. I don't know what it's going to look like week to week, month to month. I don't know when banks are going to fail or when the government's going to print money or when the Fed's going to pivot. I have no idea. But I do know that it's going to be crazy because the reality of the situation is that people are struggling. We've talked about this on this channel multiple times. People are struggling. And this fact that the food banks are getting overrun and they don't have enough food for people, in particular people that are making good money, are going to the food bank. People that are actually making a decent wage. And the only reason they're making a decent wage is because they're working their fucking asses off. They're working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, 2-3 jobs, but they're still making decent money, and yet they can't afford food because the rent is too high, because the car payment's too high, because the mortgage is too high, because credit card debt is smothering them. They can't breathe. They are below water. They are taking on water right now. The boat is sinking. And the reality is that more and more people are going to fall into the situation where they can't afford food. I don't know if it's the plan of the elites, but it may be. I don't know. You tell me. Do you think this is all planned? Do you think they want people to be poorer? Because I personally think it may be their plan, it may not be, but whether it is or isn't doesn't really matter. It's certainly convenient for them. It's certainly convenient that it's happening, whether or not they wanted it to be this way or not. So you just have to ask yourself, where is it going? If people can't afford food in the most prosperous nation on earth, quote unquote, the most prosperous nation in the history of the world, if people can't afford food, if more and more of them are struggling to make ends meet, and come January, more and more of them are going to be even more financially strapped because of student loan payments going default, being past due 90 days, and now forbearance. I completely forgot about that. Mortgage forbearance is now over as of 2 weeks ago. So you're going to have more and more people struggling to make payments there. It's not looking good.
This is the thing. Most of the time when people go hungry in America, they can just rely in the food banks. But the food banks are running out of food. They don't have as much food as they used to have. And yes, and some food banks, they just assign 300 numbers. Some food banks, they assign 100 numbers. Some food banks, they try to divide the food the most that they can. But as of right now, we're just having a problem. There is not enough food for the people that go and get food in the food bank. And more people is needing help because of the price of groceries. What I used to cost you, like for example, me, I'm not ashamed to say it, I am in food stamp. I receive food stamp from the government. I don't receive a whole lot, but I do receive some. And I work all the time. I had like 3 jobs and I work. People this think that like people in food stamp is lazy. No, I work like crazy. So I work, I do YouTube, I do DoorDash, I do Uber Eats, I do Amazon delivery, I do everything. And yes, and I still need help from the government. They're gonna cut in the big beautiful bill is a cut that is coming in the food stamp. That is gonna be a substantial cut on the food stamp, and I still do receive food stamp. But what I used to buy with the food stamp that I used to receive, that it was $400, that is $400, it's not the same. The $400 used to last me the whole month. Now it doesn't last me even 2 weeks. By the end of the week, when I receive the food stamp, it's already gone. The money is completely gone. And I bet you spend a lot of money in your groceries. How much money do you spend in groceries? I used to spend like $400. $400 in grocery will last me the whole month. Now the $400 in grocery, it doesn't even last me 2 days. And I've been switching, because I used to have, my meal planner, and I used to have exactly what I eat, and I used to have my budget in my food and planning my meals. I used to do all of that. But even with the meal planning that I used to do, and I used to do, isn't enough. I had to change what I eat too. So now what I do, I just do rotisserie chicken and baked potatoes, or rotisserie chicken and broccoli and rice, because what I used to do, all the things that I used to prepare, my tacos, my enchiladas, all those things, I cannot longer do it, because I don't have, if I just do what I used to do in meals, my money will run out. So are you confronting the same situation? Just comment below, because this is not easy. And if it's not, how much money are you spending in food as of right now?
I skipped dinner this week to save food for my kids. I am so sorry that our country has failed you. I think stories like this need to be pushed out more than mine. Starting with a lot of the comments that were posted on the I'm an American video. I think it's important to share these stories, and I think it's important that people see the struggle. It will show people in other countries what it's actually like to live here, not the propaganda version of America, but the reality. And I hope it will also show other Americans that they're not alone. I just think that this needs to be talked about more. It's shocking to me how many people from overseas are surprised by what I've had to say. And that's just me. I'm nowhere near the poorest of poor. There are people in these comments who, they have to live in cars, or they're just homeless in general. I think the world needs to know about this. It's not doing Americans justice to just share propaganda. America currently is not like how it used to be. Compared to other countries, we're not doing great. Quality of life, garbage. Affordability, terrible. Healthcare, non-existent. Social issues, we're still dealing with things like inequality. Grapples with issues like pew-pew violence, income inequality, and a complex political landscape, which is basically set up to help us fail. Pause if you want to read more. Clearly, America is not doing as well as it claims to. We're not even in the top 20 countries for most of these things on this list. This is no longer the land of the free, and if we keep pretending like it is, nothing is ever going to change. And if things don't change, people like this will still be starving so that her children can eat.
Here we are again, guys. All this stuff. Fresh veggies, fruit, pizza, eggs, drinks, chicken, snacks, canned goods, pull-ups even, fruit, salads, milk, eggs, juice, freaking pie. So much good stuff. Central Kitsap Food Bank. Come visit them. They're so nice. Don't be ashamed to come feed your family.
It can't be just me who thinks they need to go get a second, third, or fourth job to just be able to afford groceries. I have to buy groceries every 2 weeks. No matter how much I try to cut back, it's still $500-$600, and I'm drowning. It is so stressful. My kids have to eat, my bills have to be paid. Man, I just wish something would give.
Have you been to the grocery store? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I go just about every day and I'm in shock because everything seems to have gotten more expensive except for the price of eggs have come down. But everything else is crazy. I mean, since when did chips become $8? $8 for, I looked at the Dorito, I went, $8 for Doritos? Who's doing that, by the way? Yeah, I have no interest in buying chips right now. Chips are basically the same price per pound as steak. When did that happen? But it just seems to be endless. And now you go and you take $100 bill and it buys nothing. $100 bill? Oh my God. I can remember when I could come home with the whole thing of groceries for $100. Right now, for $100, you're not getting much of anything. Is it like that where you are? Because the prices just seem to be going crazy. $8 for Doritos? Come on.
Have you guys been to the grocery store lately? Look at that. $7.49 a pound. Do you know that is more than the minimum wage for hamburger meat? Get the cheap one, $6.29 a pound, $6.99. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this for steak, $9.49, and this is flank. $5 for a bag of cookies. Look at that. $6.99 for chips. Look at that. You know what I'm noticing as well? Is everyone is looking at the prices. They're moving the tag and looking at the prices. There's people here just picking up like their one meal after work. What happened to lower groceries on day one? What happened to America first? Because so far, by my count, not only has he not done anything for America, lowering prices, he has raised taxes, raised the national debt, caused so much grief, and now you have tariffs.
Yes, and I had no intention to become political, but they have an inflation problem that was created because there was so much money running in the economy after the pandemic, because they just give these checks. I don't blame the checks. I got my check too, and I did spend it. But after the pandemic, it was so much money running in the economy that generated an inflation. And the inflation then went down during Biden economy. And the inflation is even raising up more and more and more during Trump economy. But even if we don't, I never believe it, Trump, he promised lower groceries prices in day one. What happened to that promise? What happened to the promise? I don't believe anything that he said, because he did say 33,000 lies in his first 4 years of government. So anything that comes from his mouth, I don't believe it. But still, if you voted for Trump, comment below. What do you think about it? He didn't go on to his promise. He promised lower grocery prices in day one. It's 6 months. 6 months, and he doesn't have a plan to lower our grocery prices. Actually, it's a plan to raise our grocery prices with the tariff. So many of the things that we are paying more money right now on the grocery store is because of tariff. I used to pay $20. I used to pay $12 or $10 for my coffee. I went to see if I can buy my coffee. The Starbucks coffee is $17.99. $17.99, and I'm talking about the coffee because it's one of the items that the price it is skyrocketing. You just can really tell that it is a modification in the price. This is like the biggest example. And the meat, the prices of the meat is just crazy. We went from $4 a pound to $10 a pound in some places. Some of us are paying like $7.99. Some of us are paying $8.99. Some of us are paying $9.99. But it's just crazy. I don't know how we can. I don't know how we will be able to afford anything. It's just
everything is so expensive right now, and I don't understand how people aren't talking about it. We don't make enough money collectively. We do not make enough money. The price of things are not keeping up with how much we're getting paid, and it's infuriating to me for people to say that people just need to work harder, people need to get different specialized degrees, people need to start their own businesses. That's not the answer. The answer is that billionaires are hoarding wealth. And this system is set up to fail. And I'm just infuriated by it. I can't get ahead. Every month I try to get ahead and I can't get ahead. And I don't know how to cope with that. I don't know how to cope with that. Everything is so expensive, especially in the last like 6 months. I can barely get by. So I don't know how I'm supposed to retain hope. Am I supposed to get a doctorate so that I can afford a studio apartment? Like, is that where we're getting to at this point? Like, I don't know what the answer is to this, but it's so f***ing bad. And I just wanted to get on here and tell you, if you are experiencing the same thing, you're so not alone. Everything is so expensive and it's infuriating to me.
People are complaining that the prices in grocery stores have gone up, and our president is saying that prices went down. I'm a nerd, okay? Call me a nerd. I have receipts from June 2024 right through today. So we're going to go grocery shopping and we're going to do some price comparison, and I'm going to show you how more expensive your groceries really are. I live in Howell, New Jersey, which is a suburban neighborhood. Not anything fancy. I'm at ShopRite. I'm not at Trader Joe's. I'm not at Whole Foods. I'm at ShopRite. We buy the same thing every single week, okay? Let's go shopping. Coffee is one of the biggest I've seen increases, okay? Now, here on my receipt, we buy 8 o'clock coffee. I circled it because I used it one other time. Sorry for the blurriness. $9.99. You see that? $9.99. See it now? $17.99. In less than a year. $17.99, $9.99. So it is doubled in price. Coffee is insane. And this is not even a fancy brand like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Let's keep going. All right, I just met a lady here at the meat department who said, horrible, she can't believe the prices. For 3 pounds of chopped meat, are you out of your freaking mind? This little package of chopped meat, which is 93% lean, is $7 for that little piece. That could make 2 hamburgers. You're kidding me, right? Let's just take for shits and giggles, let's go over to a roast beef. $11 and $22. I'm speechless. Here's a beef around $19. Wowza. First of all, this ShopRite is a very, very, very busy ShopRite. Our shelves are not full. Because we are not buying American beef anymore. Do not buy American beef. This is absolutely awful. A London broil, they're on sale this week. Top London broils are on sale for $5.19. You used to get a London broil on sale for like $2 on sale. Look at this, $23. Oh my God. A London broil, where's the ones that are on sale? They don't even have any on sale. They have these flat things here. You want to do some beef kebabs with vegetables or some stir fry? Are you ready? $20.13 for that. You gotta be. Who could live? Okay, we're not big cereal eaters, but a box of cereal, $6.29. Life cereal, $6.29. Raisin Bran, $6.49. I remember getting these for like $3 when I ate cereal. Holy moly. Okay, here you could see Schneider's thin pretzels, $3.99. My husband loves to have some pretzels, so we get some pretzels. They don't have out any of their thin pretzels, but you can see all of them. Schneider's pretzels are $4.79 now. $4.79. Almost $1 increase from 1 year from now. Okay, so Mr. Orange Man, when you tell me prices are down, you're out of your...
Within the last few years, I'll just give you the thumbnail. 80% of Americans say they have felt a notable increase in the cost of groceries. More than a quarter of respondents, 27%, who've noticed an increase in grocery costs, say they occasionally skip meals because of the expense. They skip freaking meals. In the United States of America, we have neighbors who are skipping meals that didn't happen before. Nearly a third of respondents, 32%, say they spend more than 60% of their monthly income on essential expenses, such as groceries, bills, and rent. Don't tell me it's a nail biter. Don't tell me this is neck and neck. Don't tell me it's going to come down to the wire. I don't know. We might have a photo finish. For the love of all that is holy, can anybody just freaking for once tell the truth?
Yes, and how much is the report? 25% of Americans are skipping meals. I'm not skipping meals as of right now. Thank you, God. I'm skipping meals because I want to lose weight, not because I don't have food. Because as I told you, I just changed my meal planning because the way that I have it before, I couldn't make it. It was like by the 2 weeks I was like, no, with no groceries. So I changed it to just get cheaper things. And even when I just the rotisserie chicken, the food stamp doesn't pay it. I prefer to pay it cash. But I still have money left over because with 2 rotisserie chicken a week, I can eat the whole week with 1 rotisserie chicken. I can make soup, I can make enchiladas, I can make tacos with 1 rotisserie chicken, I can make salads with 1 rotisserie chicken, I can eat the chicken along with broccoli and rice or potatoes. I can do all kinds of meals with just 1 rotisserie or 2 rotisserie chicken. That is the cheapest that you can get, and just save the money for the food stamp for something else that is not my meat. Because if I start buying meat like a regular price, like the chicken, the tray of chicken, the small little tray of chicken is $10, and even more. The big tray of chicken is 20 something dollars. It's just crazy. Please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow, and it helps other people to find my content and my videos.